और कोई है ही नहीं समझ में इख्तलाते रहो, उस मुंह से बात बनती है, हम ही हम है तो क्या हम है, तुम ही तुम हो तो क्या तुम हो, लेकिन सच बताओ तुम ही तुम हो। तुम्हें अपनी आवाज कभी सुनाई देती है? सर एक बार क्या हुआ था, कल हमारी आवाज, अच्छा आवाज दो क्यों निकलती? लगे रहो पीसिंग एंड पीसिंग। मेरा हैशटैग होगा अर्चना गौतम चटनी पिसाओ। जो इंग्लिश कॉन्वर्सेशन में आप जब बोल रही है तो बाकी सब खामोश है, हिम्मत ही नहीं है हिम्मत वाला को भी। कहाँ है साजिद?
The one on the Zoom meeting invite.
आप मुझे दे रहे।
So good afternoon. Say it in case you cannot get in Zoom. I also gave to your some officers the YouTube link for live in YouTube link to view the lecture. Could I get a chat from the Zoom? Could you hear me? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you. All right. Okay, so let me officially welcome you. It's the first time that I'll be face to face for some. And Dr. Audrey Anthony Andres, and I will be your chairperson or your coordinator. Would that be better now? Hello. This is better. Okay. So I'm Dr. Audrey Anthony Andres, and I will be your coordinator for Preventive Medicine 1. And all that also goes for Prevent 2, 3, and 4. So what does this mean? To be with us, affiliating me as your professor for 4 years until graduate. So I will see you every step of the way. So welcome to the FSM. So preventive medicine, as you would know, will cover family medicine. We're in the family medicine semester. So we're done with the family assessment phase. Okay, so this will be one of the last pictures before we give you your one of the main requirements for this semester, which will be your family case presentation. So what will that entail you? So I have asked for LOs to make groups of 20. Okay, given your number, so that we could assess, so I cannot make it into any larger group way. Okay, so what would your task be? We'll see later, but in general, you will look for a patient. So you will even choose your own family, your own parents as index patients, and apply all the family assessment tools that you have learned from semester, especially the tools that Dr. Pirata Perez has lectured to us. We're expected to make a genogram of a patient, family life cycle. We'll go through that later after this gender and culture lecture. Okay, so we'll have 2 lectures for this afternoon, gender and culture, which is short, and your family case presentation on how to do one after, so that you will have more time to do your project. So this will be equivalent to one law exam. So you have two. So this will be the third. Your video presentation on the academic case that you will. Alright? So let's have our gender and culture.
Ayun.
How to change?
You're unmute now. Can you
Please don't mute me.
no, no, can I put me as
Don't
co-host?
mute yourself, host. Okay. Alright. Where was I? But I'm not the most neglectful of work. Okay? There are things that you have to do. Of course, you have to forgo some things. One, you have to forgo being in India with your family, right? Not everyone can do that. That's why choosing to be here for build your dream, it's already natural selection. Because not all would have the courage to do what you're doing right now. And that I was how old before I left the house? How old before I became independent to my parents? Because I pursued to become a doctor. It's for long. As you have learned in the family life cycle, being a doctor is like for long dependency. Some of your friends back in India are already working, right? But here you are, still asking money from your parents. And that's about the same. We start late in our career starts quite late. Okay? So, and of course, survival of the fittest. It was by 1966. And only those who would do what's supposed to be done, put effort, or have the survival skills to adapt. Hard to adapt. What are the things that you found difficult to adapt in here in the Philippines? You've been here for 4 years, right? And technically no, because it was pandemic. It was short then. But in the short time that you've been here, what are the things that you found difficult to adapt to it? Again, maybe food. Why? Because here, Filipinos love pork, everything is laden with pork, oil, etc. And if you fail to adapt, then you will find it difficult. You will be going, packing your bag and going home and that's because of food. Of course, that is. Okay, I know some students. So, Laura, I accepted that when we're in the Philippines, I have to eat pork. But he was not religiously allowed. Oh, is that okay? No, my parents understand. For me to survive here, I had that was so that. So survival of the fittest. So you have traits that enable you to survive. And eventually reproduce. And these traits eventually pass on and enhance better survival. It enables evolution. So for example, your COVID pandemic, what population did it target particularly? Cases who are immunocompromised, diabetics, hypertensive, etc. When totally healthy individuals could get the virus and feel not. But for those who have comorbidities, it's either they get morbidly sick or they die. Remember the outcome of the sick. One of our first lectures, you just die from it, you recover, or you have morbidity. So you have your concept of evolution. So in a nutshell, it's survival of the fittest. And I hope by the end of your medical school journey, ideally all of you will be standing would be graduating like your seniors tomorrow. But you have to remember survival of the fittest. You have to work with it. Have to enable yourself. You have to put yourself in a position to evolve into the doctors that you are to become. Such practice evolutionary psychology, so that evolution of not only physical traits, but cognition and behavior based on principles of natural selection. Okay, I don't know if you've ever encountered what's the first instance in development that you could say that there is evaluation. Would those be infrastructure? What do they say? They say that development or civilization has occurred when you see skeletal remains and you see a broken bone healed. Why? What does that tell you? A healed broken bone, especially in the early ages. If you have a broken bone early on, that would almost mean you cannot survive. And what does a healed broken bone mean? Someone else looked after you while you were indisposed so that you could survive. And that is what they say, start of civilization. Because someone took the time to take care of someone. So it's not just difficult to look at behavior. And different cultures will have different behaviors as you will see later. And how we think, our thought process. For the longest time, early civilization, how do people live? What did you have to have so you will survive? Have to have strength so that you could forage the forest, get some fish from the river, etc. So the one who will survive will be the strongest, or the one with physical abilities. How industrial revolution? Who gets the advantage? You get people who are literate in machines. So you have your tractors, you have etc. That's your agricultural industrial revolution era. So less on work, but more on a little on physical, a little on know-how. Now, what do you think? What stage are we in? If we look at evolution of how the world goes around. We are in the information revolution. Everything's on the internet, and everything internet. Almost all of us most of us, for that matter, would have sedentary life. Sometimes you don't have to be physically strong, but you have to be wise. You have to have common sense. You have to know the basics of how your conclusions work. Because like it or not, it's one of the realms that you have to be aware of to survive in life. That goes for med school as well. How many of you would have your smartphones aided with a lot of your books already inside? Internet inside. And other apps to help you study, help you be more productive. And that is where are going and your artificial intelligence would go a long way to the point that they're starting to plan some jobs intended for people. And that's the drawback of technology. And it's happening even in the medical field. Algorithms will show you, or you just input the signs and symptoms in the computer and you will get your diagnosis. But again, as we have emphasized in preventive medicine, you have your art of medicine. You treat not the symptoms, but you treat the whole person. And your computer, your artificial intelligence will not understand. Right? Okay. The battery is running low.
Screen sharing has been stopped.
Screen sharing. Wait, my battery is low. So, please let the host unmuted when unmuted. You cannot. Okay, please call my attention. So this is a field of research exploring the expression of genes across different environments, which triggers gene expression. So it will either be diet. So of course, diet trigger a lot of gene expression. Obesity, hypertension, etc. Drugs, of course, and of course, any stress on the individual. So, such that, what do you think? A social situation, you're in the same social situation, but people will react differently. For example, there's an alcoholic father, have two sons. One got very adverse to drinking because of what he saw in his father. I don't want to be someone like him. So what do you think his reaction will be in life? There will be someone very averse to drinking alcohol and will stay away. The other, since he was exposed to alcohol, was drinking at age 10 and grew up also an alcoholic at father. Same environment, right? But they have two different outcomes. So each individual would have its own impact. Same way, like when you learn in your family impact of illness, right? Each individual would have disease. And each individual would have different actions or reactions to disease. Recent example, what did the COVID pandemic do to some? Some were very afraid. Did not even want to go out of their house. That was their reaction. Oh, if I stay inside the house, COVID will not affect me. How about the others? It's just a virus, I don't feel anything. I will go out. Or I go to church, or I go to the temple, pray. God will protect me because my intentions are good. I would say that. Well, it's not true. It's only a way of government or other institutions to control the population. And you've heard a lot of theories. Those are valid reactions to stress or response. As a stress response, again, like denial, either you deny it, accept it, we're part of it. So each of us would react differently, even to the same situation. That's why, again, we go back to evolution. Medicine is hard, Dr. Lopez is very stable. What's the reaction? Some will just not take it seriously still. Some will study. And it's not the situation that you're in that will bring you down. It's how you react to that situation. Even if you fail, bring yourself back up. All the time. We have different norms. Something that all cultures have that accept as appropriate behavior and or a negative force and a blind effort to tradition. So, pagmamano, no, putting one's hand on the forehead to show respect, saying po or opo as a sign of respect. So those are norms. And sure you have your own. Can you give example for an Indian norm? A normal tradition for you. You don't do it, you'll get slapped. Like it. When you're beating a basket. Okay, so that's how you beat. What else? What is the norm in marriages? Example, around what age? Is dowry still a norm? No more? Some shy from dowry. So it's changing. Again, if it is something that would not be in the expected, again with changing times, it will become different. So we have individual choices. So there are individualist versus collectivist cultures. Asians in general are collectivists. Okay? Meaning they love family. Asian cultures, when they make decisions, there's family meeting always. You have to consult your elders, not because you don't know the answer, but you consult them out. Asian families, they put through their children, even up to master of degree, medicine, when you take a master, etc. Western cultures, individualized cultures, at 18 you're out of the house. Collectivism. Oh, I will save this up so that my children would have inheritance from the family, so that they can start in life with. That's how a collectivist culture will. Individually, your Western counterparts. Well, it's up to you. For example, who's that? A lot of wealthy people, they don't intend to share their wealth to their children. It's up to their children to make their own. They'd rather give to charity than pass on to their children. Because they have different ideologies, they will say, but then it's also to a certain extent, because it will mean that children will not have to work for the rest of their lives because they're already provided for. Sometimes it's a pro, sometimes it's a con. You have seen a lot of wealthy people, wealthy children for that matter, squandering everything once they inherited something. Because they did not strive hard to get that amount. But again, there are other children who build on that. Well, to build more. Okay, so those are differences in culture. Expressiveness. Your European Western counterparts are very formal. Asians or your Latin American, Asians quite reserved also, but there are also Latin Americans, for example, are very expressive in nature. They're very touchy. So some would not like that, other cultures. So you have to know when to do this, when not to do that. Punctuality. The Westerners should be very, very keen on punctuality. Latin American, Indian, punctuality, not so much. Filipino, there's always a Filipino time. And it's always late. But we try to, at least for myself, I try to change that. So that when we say one, okay? Rule breaking. Yes, sir. When you are rule breaking, some would say, oh, because I've been a sinner. And it is sometimes propagated, you are Catholic. I don't know if it's also in your religious teachings. Suffering brought about by not following the Lord. And some will think that. And of course, the Lord will tell you that it's not supposed to be. But some would say, oh, I got this disease because I was so, because I was a bad person. And you will bargain with life. When this life gives me cancer, am I a bad person? Or when something good happens, what did I do to deserve this? You have to change that connotation. Because as beings that are created by a supreme being, whether it be your God or man, we are created in their likeness so that we can become our best friends. Sometimes there's disease that distracts your as they would say, genetic predisposition or result in life. Some would like personal faith. And now we all have to have personal faith because of social distancing. But some would prefer really people at a distance and don't want to get crowded over. Some would not be very particular about their own space. And eye contact. In communication skills, I have told you that it's important to maintain eye contact. But some cultures avoid looking at the eye. Because what do they say? Especially if you are looking at someone of higher position. It's as if you are equals. Especially this is often shown in dramatizations of a servant or an employee to a president. We're not supposed to look at them in the eye. As dictated by our cultural norms. Actually, we have more norms that we will take on and we will encounter eventually. Oh, in the hospital, a lot of norms that you will see. And the hierarchy of starting from medical student, clerk, intern, resident, consultant, you will pass through. And we are trying to change the norms, wherein it's a culture of sort of bullying or testing one's mettle. Again, evolution, survival of the fittest. But again, you could foster a learning environment without degrading someone. Okay. If there are differences, we have similarities. Okay, what's the similarity? So use the usual friendship norm. So of course, respect friends' privacy. If someone tells you a secret, you don't tell it to others. You make eye contact when talking, especially if it's someone close to you. Okay. Or traits. So there would be traits that are universal, whether it's good or bad. So that's across cultures and across gender roles. Social belief. So cynicism, how we look at life, how we look at the complexities of your social structure. So rewards, spirituality, and how we look at faith. So, in some religion, like first you have reincarnation, right? If you, sorry, I don't remember my religions when I was in college when I was studying Asian religion. Right? If you've been bad, you have your karma, and you could be reincarnated as animal or lower forms of living, something like that. Status norms. Okay, when you talk to someone of higher status, you talk more respectfully. Lower status, for example, your friends, you talk more familiarly. If, of course, incest anywhere is taboo, there are codes that accepts incest. Okay? And sometimes you have your norm war wherein everything becomes chaotic because when war takes place, again, we go back to the most basic concept of gender and culture, which is evolution. Everything that thrown out of the window is survival of the So now we're going to gender. So sex is biologically determined. So argue or not, there's just two if you're talking about sex. And that is male and that is female. And right, it is one of the first things that we want to look at when there's a newborn. How is it a boy or a girl? In the Philippines, there's gender determination is allowed to ultrasound. I understand in India it's not allowed to have gender determination through ultrasound. Okay? Because if it's female, it may result in the parents getting abortion. But here, gender determination is allowed because, again, abortion of any form is not allowed here in the Philippines. If it's gender, it's culturally determined. And what is gender? So these are characteristics, whether biological or social influence, by which people define male and female. And these are your sex difference. And there are gender roles. And here comes your LGBTQ spectrum. One way or another, you will encounter these patients, these people who will eventually be your patient. And there is an unmet need by these people. For example, a woman, a gay person who wants to take pills because she wants to develop this. Where does she go? What doctor will she go to? Is there any doctor that will address the needs? Ideally, and COVID, but is technically male, biologically male. Right? So you have to learn to adapt because there is a whole new culture involved in LGBTQ people, and they have their rights as well. They also have their rights for health. They also have their rights to get protected. Lesbians, gays, and transgenders alone. Studies show these are differences. You may or may not agree, but in general, so males, this is through biology, slower to reach puberty than younger. Okay? At 50, before 50, because women have their estrogen effect. What is this estrogen effect? Until that there's such a time that they have their menses, they can get pregnant. They're protected from cardiac attacks, heart disease, estrogen does that. You will see less than 50, it's more common for men to get heart. Once women hit menopause, it becomes involved. That's why they tend to die younger. 3 times more likely to be diagnosed with ADHD. Do you agree, boys? ADHD. And 4 times more likely to commit suicide, succeed. So, and succeed is important. Because the females do attempt, but it's more so okay. I want to get noticed, so I'll take a lot of vitamin. Or how else do they do it? Some passive aggressive stuff that most likely would not be to them. Okay? But males, when they do decide, it's either they take a gun or jump from a building. It's a decisive act. Maybe because they're males, 4 times more likely to commit suicide. And females, like it or not, 70% have more fat. Again, estrogenic there. It's technically shorter. I hope it's too late there. More sensitive smells and sounds, and more prone to anxiety disorders, prone to depression. Independence versus connectedness. How do they differ? Fierce competitiveness to carry nurturer. More task-oriented and connections with large groups. Female, more personal, more intimate, focused. So more likely to describe themselves in relational terms. Oh, I'm the daughter, I'm the wife, etc. More prone to welcome help and be emotional and true to others' relationship. And how their actions affect. Okay, vocation. So women get involved in jobs dealing with people, men involved in jobs with things. But again, as we advance technology, the technology diminishes that differences. Okay? Less interested in math than in career. But again, there are also women who go into that field. So they say men go to jobs which propagate inequalities. For example, prosecutor, judge, as to women to reduce inequality, social work, things like that, development worker, etc. Value earnings, promotion, challenge and power. Women, hours, relationship, relationships, but then again, we are changing these gender roles and stereotypes as our society changes. Maybe if the study is done 20th century, this may not be the case anymore. Family relations. So of course, we hold family together as women, mothers, daughters, sisters, etc., like families. Spend twice as much time caring for children than men. Maybe because we bear them, we carry them in their womb 9 months, and then we deliver them. Plan more often. Describe to have more empathy. Social dominance, do you agree? Excel as directive task focused leaders, but women have more transformational leadership, which actually is the one espoused by organizations today. Transformational or relational leadership. Men act more impulsively, take more risk, and women more connected. Men are more assertive, caring more, smiling. Aggression behavior intending to hurt, not only to self, not only just to beside, but also to others. Because throughout the history of man, men have been taught to be fighters, to be hunters, and to join war. Later we will know why. Why war men are tasked to be part of it. And women are likely to commit indirect aggressive acts that are very malicious lawful. Passive aggressive, men tend to make conflicts head on. If women tend to fight at the back. Not always. Okay? And sexuality. By cultural norms, they say men are more likely to initiate sexual activity. If gay men report more interest in uncommitted sex, pornography, visual stimuli, and choose partner attractiveness over lesbians. They fantasize more about sex, etc., etc. They have similar levels of control. You remember that's what differentiates us from animals. But men's sexual impulses are stronger, thereby leading more to infidelity for males. Again, not always. Such that when it comes to evolution and the gender and biological basis of how we evolve. Do you agree with this statement? Men seek out quantity because they reproduce widely. We have to bring about a lot of offspring. But women seek out quality, wisely choose, protecting and nurturing the offspring. Why do you think this is so? Why can man seek out quantity and women seek out quality, meaning they just have to choose the best? What's the main biological difference that creates about this? What do you think? Yes. Again.
The one exactly expensive is very over 5 times. They usually don't have like
It's related to it.
yeah, 100 items.
So imagine this. You're on an island. One island has 9 females, 1 male. On the other island, there are 9 males, 1 female. Who has better chance to survive in the long run? By next year, even if there's just 1 male, you can have 9 pregnant women and have 9 additional babies at least. On that island where there's just 1 female, you can just have 1 offspring. So what does this then do? Because of our biological differences, males could really impregnate a lot. If we had sex with 10 women today, tomorrow there will be 10 pregnant women. But women would have limited chances, my God. We're just until 35, and after 35, we're considered bankrupt. if you haven't had a child by then. The learning obstetrics at age 35 are ovarian research very little and lower chance of pregnancy. It's such that you have to find stages. One move you would to boost your offspring. That you will protect and nurture, and that not includes physical characteristics, but characteristics of the male who provide for you and your kid. So again, it's not because of bias, but again, because of biological evidence. As I mentioned, essentialism asserts that gender is rooted in biology. Okay. Your gender gap fueled by testosterone. Okay. As you age, men become more estrogenized, especially if you are an alcoholic. You have excess estrogen, especially if you are fat. Fat produces estrogen. Women, as they age, lose that fat, and thereby are more testosteronized. So, in short, they become more indigenous, they become more equal as we age. As our biological differences decrease, we stop being capable of being mothers. So we tend to have the same tastes as men would have as you become more independent. Gender roles. I'm sure you've encountered a lot. Set of behavior expectations just because you're male or female. Have you encountered? From culture? Is it gender inequality good or bad? Or it's something that we should accept because there really could be a difference between male and female. Feminists would say men and women should be equal. Some say females are better, etc. And this will vary over culture, over time as it changes. For example, there's a lot of difference between women 10, 20 years ago compared to what you're experiencing now. Hundreds of years ago, women would not even have the chance to study in some cultures. And there would be some basic rights that women are just starting to experience now. Some cultures have just recently allowed women to vote. And then and it's something to make the progress is going to remain such that we would eventually accept each other for what we are and accept the rules. We will never be equal because we are anatomically different. So men tend to get assigned work activities that require physical strength. What's this? As I mentioned, now it's not pronounced anymore because of the information technology age. But before, you have to carry pails of water, carry wood, hunt, etc. So that's technically assigned to males because anatomically they are stronger, they are taller, compatibility with childcare, and because with men hunting and gathering, we tend to get assigned work compatible with caring for infants and young children. So they stay at home. So they are homebodies when men specialize in their craft. So they say women cook, but men become chefs. So when it's work, skilled work, it's men in general. Yes, times are changing. And of course, so that economy and effort, they get assigned work that are located near each other. Women take care of the child at home so that they get assigned other activities that take place at home, men go out. But again, if we will redefine, especially with inflation and the changing time, how would you look at the economy of effort? You have to have both male and female working, provide income, multiple streams of income per time. Okay, and here's why at war, men would be the ones in the battle. But in any illegal movie that you see, or any war movie, it's the men called in the front line. Look at the parade. The women and children are hidden in the hospitals. Men, although some women who want to fight, it's generally the men who are recruited to fight the war. Okay. As I mentioned, one man may father many children, but one woman may carry at most 1 or 2 children at a time. That's why it's very important to ensure women and children's safety, because that will ensure survival of your. We like in movies, when you are doing invasion, it's the one that's hidden, but it's the one that they are looking for. Especially the heir to the throne, etc., etc. They have to kill the heir, the son of the king, etc. And medieval movies and conquering invasion, conquering movies, etc. And as I mentioned, technology. With the aid of technology, replaces human strength and human capacity. Women can have fewer children at the latter stage and assign others to do healthcare. And that strict gender division is to disappear. So now we are at this. Gender status, of course, importance of men in relation to women. Who has more power and authority in general? Heads of state, more so often, is the male. And if it's a female, it's often an extension of a counterpart. She's either the daughter of or the husband of, that's what they doing the work of a male power. And we have different rights and responsibilities. Gender and sexuality, some cultures would do allow premarital sex, others place a premium on chastity. And again, double standards. For males, the more you have, the more prowess that you have. But for females, you have to remain chaste until your wedding night or most butchery. Double standard. Because for males, if you go to the wedding night not knowing what to do, then you may get that as by word. Double standard. It doesn't allow for the males, but it allows for the females. Why would you expect the female to do chaste if you have already prior experience? So those are some double standards. This universe, we say they would accept bisexual, now they're accepting this universe will already had children, Times are changing, and our definition of what beauty is, or what a woman should be, or what gender should be, continues to change. And maybe 10, 20 years from now, it would again have a different, it would have different values. So peer transmitted culture. So nurture. Parental nurture governs who their children become. So 50% of personality is inherited. Do you believe? So it means when a baby was already have your personality. Babies have different temperaments, even when they're inside the womb. Mothers know. Especially when they are outside. Oh, this baby does not like to play. So this baby does not want to interact much with other children. This baby does not smile so much. This one laughs and laughs. They're different. And they did not need anyone to teach them. But 0 to 10% is nurturing. Not just 10% parents. Where would the other come from? Here in Florida. Because like it or not, you spend most of the time, the rest of your life, with people that you choose to be with. And that is more often your peers, your devotees. And that are those will be the people who will shape you into who you are. So what you have learned, what are the values important that you hold, religious influence, and you. I think that's the end of my lecture for this afternoon. We have class for PMP. Give them a 5-minute break. I'll just prepare the next. I will explain your next task, which is your family case presentation. Have you grouped yourselves? Okay. Make sure that everyone's on.
Time zone discounts. We will take the abundance. You guys have to be here.
Okay. Now, your network requested instead of 20, there would be 20 groups for 3 Okay, just make sure that everyone will participate and will know the content of their task so that you would all get I understand your own mistakes. So this would be your family case presentation requirement. So what will it contain? So this would be an example. Okay? So if this would be some like a summary of what you have learned, what I want to consider. Right? Objectives to formulate, implement, and discuss patient-centered health management plan. To describe the primary psychodynamics using widely used family assessment tools. This you have learned in the past semester. To discuss the social environment, its resources and hindrances. The successful wellness plan, and to be able to formulate a family wellness plan. I understand you will encounter history, physical examination. Rest assured, because you will still learn that in second year, we will focus on your family assessment tools requirement as your evaluation and will not nitpick on the completeness of the history and physical examination. Okay? Outline would be the index-based profile, the family, and your family wellness. So you have your index case, so you list the demographics of the patient. No identifiers, please. If you will be using a picture, even if it's among your classmates, black out the eyes at the very least. Okay. Your chief complaint is usually verbatim expressed in the patient's own words. Here, mataas ang BP, high blood pressure, headache, blurred vision. So those are chief complaints. It's not a diagnosis yet. Okay. Then you look at history of present illness, you just list the history of illness, for example, hypertension, 2003, she had occasional headache, then left upper extremity numbness, etc. Consulted, and then was diagnosed hypertension, treated with, like that. Usually they will tell you these things. Then 2007, what happened? Patient noticed his symptoms, and then again consulted, and was eventually diagnosed with hyperthyroidism. Then 2007, this is what happened. Nothing, symptomatic. Thereby, not to follow up. It's just story of the patient. When they're well, they forget us. And thereby, since loss of follow-up and controlled blood pressure usually be sedated, then it's okay. Until consult. Then you have your review of systems. Okay, you look at all the systems. Past medical history. Family medical history. OB history if it's a female. Personal and social. So this one, we look at the smoker, alcoholic drinker, work, etc., etc. And your physical examination. So don't worry, this will not be the main assessment point of your family case. Primary working impression, whatever else. That diagnostic and therapeutic skills. This one would bear the brunt of how you will be evaluated. Okay, you're expected to apply your family assessment tools on the family. And what are your minimal expectations? So this should be included. You could add some tools that you feel would be applicable. For example, you have a small child, you draw a family text to be done. Of course, we need your genogram. You have to identify type of family, family life cycle, timeline, mapping, your ACVAR, your speed. So remember your genogram. Okay? So that would be your 3 generation. You will remember what has been taught to. You have your index patient, and then you have your lecture. Okay? Type of family, structure. Again, you have your nuclear, extended, blended, ordinal, position in the family, socioeconomic class, family set. Family identification, so you have 4. So at the end, you list the members of the family. So you describe their home, their community that they live in, and the social history that they have, their work, their education, etc., their life story and so on. Okay. So you describe the community that they live in, whether it be a village or a barrio, their neighbors, etc., and the resources that are available to them. This is your family timeline. It's just like a chronological listing of important dates for the family. Of course, you have to identify which family stage of the family life cycle they are in. Okay. Then the family map, the relations are important. So you have your lines and mesh, etc. The coalitions of your family celebrate. The functional, how will you tell if your family is functional or dysfunctional? You have psychosocial data, the leadership, other aspects, and then you do your ACVAR. We apply your family ACVAR. There's an English here, sorry, I didn't want to be able to change it in Filipino. But there's an English ACVAR questionnaire. You do it on all your family. Then your ACVAR 2. Then your stream. So your stream, you have your social, resource, and ecology, but it's a table. Social, you have your friend. Cultural, what are the culture that affects? Religious, economic, educational, medical, and then you do your family wellness plan. for each person. So, what are the primary, secondary, tertiary intervention that's needed to maintain the edit's health? For example, screening, what needs to be done? Monitoring BP, the pap smear, etc. Exercise, prescription, diet prescription. Okay, the formulas are there anyway. And stress. Okay, and then you do it to all members. So this is like applying what you have learned for family assessment tools under Dr. Perata. Okay. So that's just this. I will upload in MS Teams the rubrics of for so that you will know how you will be evaluated. Okay. And template for your family care presentation, case presentation, both your PowerPoint template and your written out. Please do not just change the name. Some group did that. We look at your video presentation. Okay, so it's a 5 to 8 minute video that we would be expecting from you. Let me share to you an example. So you can be as creative as you can. No sound. Sorry, there's no sound. I'll just share it to your Viber group. I'll just share the video to your Viber group so that you have an idea. 5 to 8 minute presentation would be fine. So since there will be 20 groups, we will allot 2 meetings for this month. So I gave it to you early so that you could work on your tasks very well. With 2 meetings suffice, and then we will meet after 2 meetings. So we will present it when. Let's just celebrate. November what? Okay, so we will present November 3 and November 10. Yeah. Would 2 meetings go or just 1? Since you're a big group, I think we just have a free day on the 20th. Can we start on the 27th to present? Could you? Dr. Olimpia, Saturday. What? We have class on Saturday. Why Saturday? So what if you start to send it 27? Next week. 20 would be a period. No class. Fair enough? So I'll be giving you next week as a free period to your class. Then we will start 27. Alright? Fair enough? If you will not have time to read, because I read. No problem. Alright, any questions? So I will post detailed instruction for the class on your MS Teams, and I will also share it with your LO so that you would know what to do. So the evaluation form and the templates I will have. Okay? Also, please do not limit yourself to the template. I will also show the video so that you will know what you can do. You can be as creative as possible as you want to. Alright?
What? Yeah, you submit it all on the 27th.
So they don't have to present them in front of you.
Okay. For the ones online, any questions?
You got all my father on.
Now you turn them off.
Yeah.
They cannot unmute themselves. Okay, for the ones on online, any questions?
No, Doc.
Okay, so additional requirements so that you will know. No class on the 20th. We will start presentation on 27th. All right. See you next week. Okay, you may leave this call. Unenrolled students may join in a group. Your LO would be fixing the group, and they would let you know. Okay.